Hey everyone, welcome to today's lesson. This is, I've been looking forward to this lesson for a while because we are going to talk, well, a little bit about American culture. So I have a quiz for you about American culture. This is an interactive lesson, so I hope that you participate, write your answers in the chat, or even if you're watching later, write your answers in the comments. Now, I am from the United States. The quiz, of course, I do not represent everything about American culture. Some of this is going to be through my own perspective, but I feel that people from the United States would do quite well with this, and I think many of you, because we have people in our community from all over the world that are familiar with U.S. culture because of movies or songs or TV shows, and just knowing about it and reading about it. So this is a little bit of test. Many of you maybe have traveled there, and I know many people that watch these video lessons actually live in the U.S. So it'll be interesting to get your take and to hear your answers with these questions. So I do want to say quick hello. Vicky, Gustav, glad to see you. Glad you made it. Hello, Lolly, Sleepwalker, Angela, Yashar. Good to see you. And I'm going to get through some more shout outs as we go through this. And the first thing that I want to say real quickly, quick little announcement, is that I am getting ready to start, I'm going to start a speaking course in January in case you're interested. The course is all about helping you speak confidently, speak clearly, speak naturally. We talk about a variety of topics, trying to build speaking confidence. We do different speaking activities. So the course includes 8 weekly lessons with me, so you get to speak directly with me. If you would like more information about this, I'm going to throw it. You can check out the link down in the description. I'm also going to throw something in the chat right here. And last thing, it just reminded me, because it is 2022, is around the corner, you can use the code SPEAK22 to get 22% off. So if you're interested in the course, maybe you want to improve your speaking fluency in 2022, check that out. Link is in the description. So let's go ahead and begin with the first question that I have for you. And that is this one right here. Okay, so we're going to start out. I think this is, some of these, my hair's all messed up. Some I think are going to be much easier than the others. When is Thanksgiving in the United States? Okay, and I think if you really follow my video lessons, I just did one very recently about Thanksgiving and talked specifically about this. Like, when is it? And it is not like there are many countries celebrate Thanksgiving. It's at a different time, but in the United States, when? When do we celebrate Thanksgiving? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. Hi, Bamini. How are you? Good to see you again. Got some, well, answered. Wait, Mustafa, 8 January. No, not January. You're right, not in October. I thought people, no, Lolly, not the 28th of November. Not for... Don't think about this year, just in general. What is kind of like the rule in general? John, you're close. You're close. Like the last Thursday in November, you're getting close. Zodiac, yes. It is the correct answer. Yes, in November, yes. It is in November. Specifically, and this is what I mentioned in the United States, it's going to be on the 4th Thursday of November. So somebody had mentioned like the last Thursday. In general, it typically is the last Thursday. Depending on how the year is, it quite possibly... I'm trying to think. I guess you could have... no, you wouldn't be able to have 5 Thursdays. So then you could say maybe last Thursday. In general, the fourth Thursday in November is when Thanksgiving is celebrated. So I saw like a couple different months out there, January and stuff. Okay, let's move on. See how well we do this next one. This is a little more pop culture right here. Who is considered the queen of pop? Okay, and maybe I don't know. It's because of my age. What do you think? So, for those of you, you're sure you're familiar with Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Who is considered the queen of pop? Who do you think? Any guesses? It is. I'll go ahead and tell you. It is another musician, another singer, who is also, not from today, but a while back. The queen of pop. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Stacy, Yashar, Virginia. Michelle Leonardo, Rita. All right, excellent. If you guys got that right, just hit that like button. All right, hit that like button, share the lesson, help us spread the word. Getting a lot of good answers in here. So Madonna is the queen of pop. And I don't know who, if she gave herself that title, I really don't know. But Michael Jackson is considered the king of pop. Madonna is the queen of pop. The next question, we're just going to keep rolling through these. This is maybe if you've been to the U.S., perhaps you've been to the city. In which city can you visit both the Coca Cola Museum and the birth home of Martin Luther King Jr.? So you have a little bit of, a little bit of history in there with MLK, as well as some corporate, American corporate trivia with Coca Cola. So what do you think? Hi, Takayo. Good to see you. Mustafa asked, what's pop? Pop is just a genre of music when you talk about like pop music. So what city? What do you think? Yusa said Georgia. You're getting close, but what city? Georgia's the state. Wow, you guys, some of you rock this out pretty quickly. Maybe you've been there, maybe to the Coca Cola Museum or the MLK. So the correct answer is the city of Atlanta. Now, Atlanta's the city. Atlanta is the capital of Georgia. Georgia is the state. Some of you were writing Georgia, but Atlanta is the capital of Georgia. It is where you will find the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr., as well as Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is headquartered in Atlanta, and they have this Coca-Cola museum, and you can drink a bunch of Coca-Cola. All right. Some people put Alabama. You're close. You're in the South. The next question. All right. So I tried my best to kind of mix it up between some history and pop culture, just some travel stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what you think. Again, this is just, I made this quiz, so it's really through my perspective. But people on the West Coast, especially in California, and this is true, what I've learned about people in California, they are crazy about this fast food chain. There is a particular fast food chain that people are crazy about. They think it's the best one. Oh, this one's the best. It's so much better than all the others. So not saying like it's the best restaurant, but in thinking of like your fast food options, people think this one is by far the best. And I say it's the West Coast because this chain is mostly on the West Coast. You're not really gonna, I don't know if they have any on the East Coast. So this is a good one if you've traveled to California or on the West Coast. Maybe you've talked to other Americans and they mention this fast food. And I keep talking right now, a little bit of rambling because I have not seen the correct answer just yet. It's not McDonald's, it's not Taco Bell, it's not Burger King, it's not a food truck. That's a good one. Alex. Yes. Alex, you must have been to California because it is correct. The correct answer is In-N-Out. In-N-Out Burger. It's a chain that I don't know if it started in California. I think it might have because there are many of them in California, but they're along the West Coast. It is still a private company. So it is not a public company like a McDonald's, which is maybe another reason why it's a little smaller. But you find them mostly on the West Coast, and people who live out there, they think like, oh, it's the best fast food in the world. That some people don't even consider it fast food. I would disagree with that, but just in case, if you're ever in California, go check out In-N-Out Burger. You can see for yourself. This video is not sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. All right, so just a heads up though. The next question that I have for you, okay, a little bit of civics for you. Talking about the government right now. So let me know what you think. Again, just write your answers in the chat, in the comments, and tell me the answer to this question. In government, how many U.S. senators are there? What do you think? How many senators are there? So the legislative branch, you have, Congress and the Senate. So I'm not talking about Congress people. We're talking about the senators. The senators. All right. So I think this is a government question that I thought it's a good one. I don't think it's probably too difficult. If you follow U.S. politics, then it's a question that I think you could definitely get. So I do see the correct answers in there, and I'll let people know, and kind of just giving people a little time to answer. So yes, Locomotive, Virginia, John, Anawat, Stacy. The correct answer, Sleepwalker, great job, Gloria. The correct answer is 100. So there are 2 senators per state. The Congress people, there are hundreds and hundreds of, I think there's there's over 400 Congress people. And there are Congress people in each state depending on the population. So a populated state like California will have more representatives in Congress than a state with a smaller population. But as for senators, they both get the same. Whether it's California or Montana, they have the same number of senators. And there are a lot of people out there that don't like this setup, and they don't think it's very fair. But there are 2 per state. All right, excellent. Got more answers. Yes, Vicky, Gustav. Perfect. All right, Angela. Next question. I think this one, again, is a little easier because this is probably a character that many of you are familiar with, even being outside, living outside the United States. So this character, their famous catchphrase is, "What's up, Doc?" Okay? Which character am I talking about? I'm sure many of you know this is a character who's been around for a very, very long time. So which character's catchphrase is "What's up, Doc?" Okay, let me know. If you feel like you're learning something new about about American culture, you can let me know. Go ahead, hit that like button. It tells me that, okay, you're learning some new things. So this character, yeah, okay. Starting to see some correct answers. The famous character's catchphrase, "What's up, Doc?" We're talking about it is a rabbit. All right, Bugs Bunny. So this is an old cartoon, like when I was growing up. I think it's a kind of a famous character. I don't know if kids really watch Bugs Bunny nowadays, or how popular it is, but definitely a long time ago. And I think I feel like this was maybe a cartoon that did get exported, and you might would see this in other countries as well. And you say, "What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?" That is Bugs Bunny's catchphrase. The next question is right here. Okay, so what do you think? And you guys rock that one. That was good. Stacy, Mustafa, Lolly, great job. Excellent. Gunaware, I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad you're learning some new things. So who was the famous host of the American television show Jeopardy. So Jeopardy, very popular game show in the United States. There was a host of Jeopardy for many, many years. I believe he was the host. Well, I'm kind of giving it away a little bit. I just told you it's a guy. He was the host for, I think, around 28 years. Do you know the name of this person? And this is a game show that maybe they would show it in other countries as well. I'm not really sure. But it was a very popular one in the United States. And I want to know if you can think of the host of Jeopardy. Who was the host of Jeopardy? The very famous host of Jeopardy. I thought this one would be a little more difficult, and I will be impressed if any of you get this correct. Maybe you saw it. It is not Jennifer Aniston. No, she is not the host of Jeopardy. Merv Griffin, no, he's not him. Ario, you don't know? That's okay. That's okay. I'll tell you in just a moment. And yes, Angela comes through with the correct question. Same with Stacy. So we're talking about Alex Trebek. I say, well, is no longer the host. Alex Trebek sadly passed away in 2020. As he was still the host at that point. I think he was on there for about 28 years. But it's like when people would think of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek is somebody that they would think of because he hosted it for so long. Alex Trebek is the answer that we were looking for. The next one, and actually Trebek, he was Canadian American. I think he had dual citizenship, so he was Canadian American. Okay, this one, not a little bit pop culture, but also a little political. I don't know if you know who Lin-Manuel Miranda is, but if not, then maybe this will be a more difficult question. So Lin-Manuel Miranda created a famous musical about which well-known American politician. So even if you're, not into politics, you could still get this correct, because this musical was very, very famous and well-known. I mean, I think it still is famous, and the original cast is not doing it anymore, but I think even then, like, this is like going back 4, 5, 6 years. So this is still, in the grand scheme of things, this is still fairly recent. Okay? So Lin-Manuel, I can't talk. This is what happens toward the end of the year. Lin-Manuel Miranda created the famous musical about which well-known American politician. And the other thing I would add, this is somebody who is a founding father. This is somebody who was never president. I think they were like the first U.S. treasurer. They were not a senator. They didn't really hold political office, but they were one of the founding fathers. We did get one correct answer in there. Yashar, excellent. Yes, Vicky, Gustav, excellent. 2 correct answers, 3 correct answers. Lolly, Stacy, 4. The correct answers are rolling in now. Excellent. So yes, the correct answer is Alexander Hamilton. The musical is just called Hamilton, and it is about the life of Alexander Hamilton, who was one of the founding fathers of the United States. And that's kind of the musical logos right there. And they do a lot of like raps. It's very cool. I would sing it for you, but I'm such a terrible singer. I'm not even gonna bother you with that. So the next question, are you ready? So that one, you guys did pretty well on that. This one's also going to be more difficult because it's just more specific to the United States. And you would really probably would need to really watch a lot of movies and TV shows perhaps to come across it, or just live there and you might know the answer to this. So which university has the motto, "Roll Tide"? Roll Tide. So that is the university's motto. And this is something that I think is a little different about the United States. as opposed to like other countries that I've lived in. University, not university like like that's so important, but people do identify with their university, and it's a topic of conversation, like, oh, where did you go, what university did you attend? So it is something that I think in the United States people will maybe talk about a little more, and they know about other universities mainly through sports. And this is another reason why you may have heard about this one, because of the sports team. And wow, you guys, excellent. Jardel, Angela, Fly, Yashar, Lali. The correct answer, yes, Busta. We're talking about the University of Alabama. So University of Alabama is the Alabama Crimson Tide. And their motto is just saying, roll tide, roll tide. Wow, you guys got that one. Good. Excellent. So here's, this one may be a little tricky. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Even if you think like, oh, I definitely know the answer to this, it will be a little tricky. I got tripped up by this. Well, there's a reason for that, but I'll tell you in just a second. I need to get some water. So in the US, you can buy alcohol at 21. How old do you have to be to buy cigarettes? What do you think? Just a number. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the comments. What do you think? So really, there's probably just a few different numbers that I imagine you would choose from, or probably just two different numbers that you might choose from. So, so we're getting a variety of responses. Many of you are correct, because I feel like people would, when I said a few different numbers, I feel like people might say like 16 or 18 or 21. Some people have mentioned 17. The correct answer, and I said this one tripped me up a little bit, is 21. All right. It used to be 18, and I added this down there because I told you, like, I've been outside of the country, so I wasn't too familiar with this change. But in 2019, so it changed recently, they passed legislation raising the federal minimum age for selling tobacco products from 18 to 21. So it, as of, not too long ago, it was 18, and for a long time it was 18, and they've recently raised it to 21. So now you have to be 21 to buy alcohol or tobacco products. All right, let's stick with some ages. Okay, one more age question for you. In the U.S., you can vote at 18. How old do you have to be to drive a car? All right, what do you think? You can vote at 18. How old does someone have to be to drive? Okay. So again, this is, each country can be a little different on some of these, between buying alcohol or cigarettes or driving and voting. And the city is 42. Wow. 42 to buy cigarettes. Wow. That's interesting. They're really trying to stop the sale. So this one, I think most of you, yeah, you guys got this one. All right. And I feel like this is something that I just, through a lot of movies, TV show, pop culture that other people might see outside of the US, then you would come across that, yes, you in the US 16. And I think in general, maybe some states it can be a little different. Like people do like learner's permits that could be like 15, in which case you can drive, but there needs to be somebody else in the car that has a license. So this may vary state by state, but in general, I think for the most part, 16. And I personally feel like maybe that kid looks too young to be driving. It is a very young driving age, I think, compared to a lot of other countries. This one also, I think, probably a little bit easier. I tried to word it in a way that might be a little more challenging, but the 4th, okay, I'm talking about a day. The 4th is an important day in which month? Okay, so which month would the 4th be a significant day? And I'm sure if you know the answer, you probably even know why it is an important day. So, like I wanted to ask this question, and I was thinking, how could I ask it in a way that might be a little more challenging for people, but just how quickly all of you are responding, it makes me think, yes, it was pretty easy. So we're talking about the 4th of July, which is Independence Day in the United States. So when you think of, July 4th is a very well-known, popular holiday in the U.S. The next one. Oh, this is a fun one. I'm very curious to see if you guys know this one. What is the name of the following snack? I'm going to show you a picture of it, and I just want you to tell me the name. So what is the name of this snack right here? Okay? And I don't know if this is anything that's distinctly American per se. I think these snacks are common in the U.S. But well, I'll explain a little bit afterward. And you could say I said snack, even though maybe people would think of it as like a dessert, possibly. But I think probably a snack would be a better category to put this in. And they're delicious. They're absolutely delicious. It's been years and years and years since I have had one of these. But what would you call these snacks? All right. So I'll give you a moment, and then I'll tell you how it's made. It's not a very complex food. So some of you, yes, Angela, Mustafa, Mariana, those you can probably tell in the picture, those are Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies is a cereal. So I put the picture of the cereal up there, Rice Krispies, and maybe they have a few different names. I think commonly people would just call them Rice Krispies treats. And what it is, it's Rice Krispies with basically butter and marshmallows. It's kind of, they're just fused together. Rice Krispies, butter, and marshmallows. You put it in a pan and you can make, you heat it up and you get Rice Krispies treats. And they are delicious. They are quite yummy. And typically if you were to buy like the cereal, like on the back, you might find like a recipe for making it. So it's kind of well known. All right. So this is the next one. People, I think he thinks they're awful. No, oh, Rice Krispie treats. I miss them. I really want to. Maybe I try it today, and I might not. It might be a little nostalgic, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much. But oh, that was a delicious part of my childhood. What do you think? People may watch this sporting event specifically to see the commercials. All right, I think I watch it for the sport, but trying to kind of give it as this is a quiz. People will watch this sporting event. There are people that watch it mainly for the commercials. They're interested in watching the commercials, which may sound, I think, a little strange because most of the time nobody likes watching advertisements or wants to see advertisements, even though in this case we're surrounded by them. It's kind of unavoidable. And you guys answered that pretty quickly, except there's one little typo, and it made me wonder if somebody put Super Bowl, the first one, and then other people started writing Super Bowl. But Adriana, yes, that's correct. It's not the Super Bowl. You're close. If it's a word you hear and you haven't actually seen the spelling, I could understand where you're coming from, but not Super Bowl. Adriana, yes, Stacy, Gian, talking about the Super Bowl. So BOWL, 2 words, it's the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the championship for American football. Again, I know The rest of the world, football. In the United States, they say soccer, but American football, probably the most popular sport in the country. And the championship is the Super Bowl. And the reason why I think some people, when I said many people will watch it for the commercials, is because it's such a big event that advertisers, they do new commercials just for the Super Bowl. So when the Super Bowl goes to commercials, they're typically all new commercials that nobody's ever seen before, and it's kind of become a thing about like, oh, which one's the best, which one's the funniest, and it's another part of this. So the next one is more. I'm just curious to see what your opinion is. There's really no right or wrong answer. What do you think as far as how you think of American culture? Like I said, this is a subjective question. What do you think? How would you complete that sentence? Americans love what? What would you say? Like I said, there's no wrong answer for this one. I just wanted to kind of see what you think. How would you complete this sentence right here? Americans love Mustafa, people. Okay, sure, yeah. Americans could love people. Fast food, yeah. All right, that makes sense. We talked about In-N-Out before. Donuts, okay. I like donuts, yeah. William, freedom. Aria, Americans love Japan. Sure, I also like Japan. Americans love America. Yeah, I definitely could see that one. Mariana, hamburgers. Virginia, Americans love their flag. Yeah, you do find the American flag out there a lot. Americans love Gustav, work and money. Yes, I definitely see that as well. Traveling, pizza, burgers, pizza again. So a lot of food things coming out. I feel like many countries probably would kind of have an association with food. Cecilia, baseball. Okay, flag. Americans love Mustafa. Americans love Egypt. Sure. Felix, happy hour. Yeah, I like happy hour as well. It's always good to get that discount on some drinks. All right, so wow, that was great. That was the quiz. Again, like I said, this is not representative of all American culture. I put it together, so it was really just through my perspective. But I think it's more of it's a fun little quiz because I'm from the U.S. and it's also it's not directly related to language learning. Pretty much everything we do on this channel is all about, practicing, helping you practice and improve your English skills. So this one, I from time to time, I like doing these cultural lessons. I think they can be a little helpful, give you a little insight, especially if some of you are living in the U.S. or maybe you're planning to travel there soon. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this Saturday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, if you are interested in joining my speaking course in 2022, you can check out the link down below in the description right there. It'll take you to this page where you can enroll if you're interested in signing up. So check that out. Link is down in the description, and you can use the code SPEAK22 to get 22% off. So thank you so much for being here. Quick little goodbyes. Sleepwalker, Alex, Mira, Ezra, Manuel, Angela, Michelle Leonardo, Sarah Fly, Takayao, good to see you. Yuri, Vicky, Gustav, good to see you. Glad you're here. Yashar, nice to see you again. Manuel, Gian, Angela, Lolly. So have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I'm sure that I will see you guys soon for another lesson. So long.